विश्व में हमने युवाओं की आईटी एनर्जी के माध्यम से अपना एक रुतबा खड़ा किया है और भारत इसके बाद के लिए गर्व कर सकता है। दुनिया में हम आंख में आंख मिला करके बात कर सकते हैं और ये मेरा साफ मैं हमेशा कहता आया हूं, आईटी प्लस आईटी इज इक्वल टू आईटी। इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी प्लस इंडियन टैलेंट इज इक्वल टू इंडिया टुमारो।
Hi and very good morning to everyone. A warm welcome from 18th World Education Summit 2021. Here we are with the next session and with the keynote speaker, I would like to welcome Ms. Amanda, Director, Big City Montessori School, San Francisco, USA. Welcome, Amanda. Welcome to the World Education Summit.
Hi.
And hi, Amanda. Pleasure to have you at World Education Summit.
Thank you.
So, Amanda is going to discuss on the Montessori adapting to COVID. So now Amanda is going to present a wonderful presentation on this Montessori adapting to COVID. So I request all my audience to, if you have any question, please put your question on the Q&A section and we will take after the presentation of the Amanda, we will take the live questions and you also can follow on the social handles to put your questions. Amanda, stage is yours. I would like to request to please share your screen and present your presentation.
Thank you. And I'd like to thank Elets and Tiltop for inviting me to do this for you. Let me share my screen. You're welcome.
Sure.
Share. I have application window.
Yes.
I'm trying to click on it. Let's see there. There we go. I think we're getting there.
Yes, you just click on the presentation and present on. Above. Yes.
Got it? View,
yes.
Present. All right, everyone, I'm going to get started.
Yes. So I request, could you take me on the backstage once the Amanda is done? Please bring me on that.
All right, hi everyone. This is a Montessori adapting to COVID. I'm the presenter. I've been in the Montessori field actually for 41 years. I have 2 children. They both had learning differences. And I'm also the author of Reading with Miss Amanda. So today's agenda is actually going to talk about the Montessori years, the Montessori philosophy, and the Montessori curriculum, and then talking about how a Montessori school adapted to COVID, then resources to promote early learning, and then of course a Q&A session at the end. So here's a short video that shows our school during COVID and before COVID. Let's see if I can switch to the next screen. Yes. Oh, I have to get out of this. Okay, there you go. Montessori years. So the most important period of life is not the age of university studies, but the first one, the period from birth to the age of 6. That's what Maria Montessori said, and that's what I believe. The first plane in the second half, 3 to 6 years old. While young children vary in their skill sets during the development stage of birth to 6 years, the pattern of acquiring and mastering information remains the same. Montessori discovered that children from birth to age 6 acquire a great deal of information, much like a sponge soaks up water. The first plane has a window in which information is acquired easily and then mastered. These windows open only once and then close, never to reopen again. While the window is open, the child experiences sensitive periods, which are short and long periods of time when the child can more easily acquire information and master it. One example of this is reading. During the sensitive period of learning to read, the child will enjoy the repetition and will not feel, I have something covering my screen, will feel as though it's a choice as they acquire the skills to read. Now I'm having trouble changing the page for some reason. I'm sorry about the technical difficulty I'm having. I'm not sure why I can't change the page. I'm going to have to maybe escape and try again. Sorry about that. It's freezing, it's escaping.
So Amanda, you can put the escape button. Yes, now we can see the next slide.
Thank you. Sorry about that, everybody. So it can be helpful to think of the first year children as the explorers, the second year students as the experimenters, and the last year students, kindergarten year, as the experts, the year of mastery. So we can see the ages here. Dr. Montessori developed her curricular environment to support this miraculous metamorphosis that takes place during the second half of the first plane, 3 to 6 years old, a 3-year-old program that supports the explorer, the experimenter, and the expert. Her goal was to give the children the opportunity to enter society an equal playing field, regardless of their economic social status. Equally, she wanted them to be able to be free thinkers, leaders, and good citizens. She felt this would be critical since her society was full of leaders who wanted to control the people. So here's the 3 cycles. Learn to take responsibility for themselves, others, the environment, for their work, which in turn develops foundation for good work habits and good citizenship. Explorers take time to make friends since they are busy adapting and exploring their new, exciting environment. And at the end of the first year, the explorer now is a calmer, more focused, and moves with purpose and has more refined, precise movements. As the child turns 4, they go as the experimenter, and they begin to expand of what to do with the materials in the class. New learning relationships and interpersonal dynamics develop with independent, partner, and small group and whole group lessons. At the end of the second year, the experimenter established patience and many other EQ skills. Through their experiments with materials and practice with their social skills, they are now ready to take on the role of the mentor and the leader in the class. The child is now 5 years old, and this is a pivotal year when the learning from previous years comes to fruition, and your child's knowledge begins to fall into place. The expert has acquired social, emotional, physical, and cognitive skills. They are at the closing point of acquiring and mastering skills learned over the past 2 years. The kindergarten year is when the sensitive windows are coming to an end of the cycle. That is why we call the last year the year of mastery, or the cash-in year. Here's a sample of a very young child who's very interested in letters and actually was drawing her letters earlier, and then she even made a self-portrait. And here's another child who is beginning to master his multiplication tables, even though he's experimenting with it. And then the expert is being able to read and really understands what numbers are, as well as their wonderful social and emotional skills have developed as well. So Montessori classrooms are always mixed age, and in this mixed age classroom, children have the advantage of peer learning. Younger children look up and learn from older children. The older children gain confidence through modeling, mentoring, and inspiring. They are the junior guides in the classroom. The older children also benefit by reinforcing what they have just learned. This directly builds their self-esteem. Mixed-age classrooms also provide opportunities for practicing positive and social interactions among peers. Additionally, the mixed-age classroom with the materials laid in the classroom remind the older child what was once difficult and now is easy for them to do. The Montessori philosophy. The Montessori philosophy fosters independence, confidence, self-regulation, and learning from performance and experience. The Montessori environment allows individual students to follow their own curiosity and learn at their own pace. Children are exposed to lessons, activities, and materials that build upon their skill set and help them develop as individuals. Guided by a teacher, children take the time they need to fully understand a concept and meet individualized learning goals. The teacher is the Montessori classroom, observes and spends time with both small groups and individual students, guiding their learning and experiences. The Montessori curriculum. The Montessori curriculum is an integrated thematic approach that ties together separate disciplines into studies of physical world, the world of nature and human experiences. In this way, one lesson can lead to many others. To help promote the curriculum, the classroom environment is prepared and divided into 4 areas of learning. You'll find this everywhere worldwide: practical life skills, sensorial, language, and cultural subjects. Montessori classrooms are designed to be inviting and inspiring to your child, with diverse subjects and areas throughout the room that encourage your child to explore independently. The practical life area gives children a chance to gain independence by learning to control their large and small motor movements. Practical life also helps children adapt to society by teaching them to move gracefully and to be curious. The children learn there's a beginning and a middle and an end to each activity. So a lot of practical life in our classroom is also self-skills like pouring and taking things from one place to another, but it has a lot to do also with their social skills, with courtesy, grace, and courtesy. The sensorial area allows children to acquire information by using their senses. The activities give them a chance to refine all 5 senses: smell, touch, hearing, sight, and taste. In addition, children learn to classify objects in their environment and learn the language that goes with this activity, such as short, tall, narrow, wide, small, big, etc. The sensorial area also prepares children for mathematics. It also gives them a great deal of vocabulary. The language area consists of materials used for reading, writing, and mathematics. Montessori reading and writing materials are specially designed to teach not only reading and writing, but also comprehension. The math materials introduce abstract concepts and give sequential understanding through hands-on exercises that allow a child to understand mathematical concepts. This provides the child the opportunity to become comfortable and competent in their language of numbers. The cultural area gives children a chance to explore geography, general sciences, botany, zoology, music, and art. Dr. Montessori felt that knowing and understanding these subjects was what made a person cultured. The cultural area is unique to the Montessori curriculum. It distinguishes Montessori schools from all other preschools. The cultural area also prepares children for reading. The cultural area has many wonderful books and puzzles and materials that the teachers will often bring in a lot into this area of the class as well. Adapting to COVID. So in our school, we had originally 3 classrooms of 33 children in each classroom. In order to adapt to COVID, we had to go from each pod has now a 1-to-4 ratio with 3 teachers and 12 children. Having 3 teachers per pod helps cover the teachers' lunches and subbing in the event a teacher is unable to come to work. Each pod had the same 3 teachers and the same small group of children for the duration of the school year. Children from the same family are placed in the same pod. This decreases the number of exposed children if someone in the pod becomes ill or is exposed to the virus. The pod never intermixes or mingles to keep each pod protected. So in other words, we have now 5 pods with 12 children, and there's no intermingling between any staff member or child. They're entirely as if it was 5 schools under one roof. Each of the tables in our pod have 4-way clear acrylic dividers. This provided a safe through barrier for students while they are sitting at a table together. All meals are served with disposable products and eaten in the classroom. Napping takes place within the classroom. Students who nap are spaced as far apart as possible. Lay down with heads facing opposite directions, head to toe. Playground. Use of our playground is staggered and is limited to 2 pods at a time. Each pod is assigned to a designated area and kept separate from the others. Pods are brought outside and inside separately. Staff members are required to wear a face mask, and children are highly encouraged. In other words, they're wearing one as well. Parents must wear a face mask when dropping off and picking up and when at school premises. They never actually went inside the school, they were just in the hallway. Staff may only remove their mask when using the staff bathroom, eating during meal breaks, in a designated location, 6 feet distance from no more than 1 other staff member. Outdoors with 6 distance from students and with no more than 1 other staff member. Masks must be immediately put back on when not able to maintain the 6 feet distance from a student. Gloves. Staff members must wear gloves when serving food, when assisting students in the bathroom, when cleaning and sanitizing, and at all other times deemed appropriate and necessary. So here are the things that we really faced while we were adapting to COVID. We were facing the fear of working in a COVID environment, of getting COVID. Our staff had to work harder than they ever had before, and they were more isolated than they ever had before. The cost was incredible to get the school ready for this new change that we had to deal with. We went from 90 students to 60 and then down to 45. To be honest, if we didn't get the money from the government, the PPP loan, we may not have been able to get through this. 3 classrooms were divided into 6, and today we have 5. Walls built new materials for 3 new classes. 2 co-teachers with a Montessori teacher. Fortunately for our school, we had co-Montessori teachers that were able to become Montessori teachers. I had to return to work and become a teacher. Enrolling new students in a pandemic to continue is our biggest priority right now, so that we can be full for the fall. Resources to promote early learning. This is TittleTalk. Priya, the founder and director of TittleTalk, has worked as an educator in Montessori schools. And TittleTaught is a theme-based education program focusing on hands-on early learning that follows many aspects of the Montessori curriculum. It includes 50-plus themes that come with worksheets consisting of reading, writing, and math, 5,000 DIY activities, and STEAM projects. School in a Box program by TittleTaught is unique, engaging, fun, and exciting, and it is designed for early learning for children aged 3 through 8 years. It is also a combination of online classes and do-at-home activities. As a person who personally met Priya and has been able to work with her, this is my testimony. When I was invited to be a judge for a contest TittleTaught gave, I learned firsthand how much the children learn from their School in a Box. I highly recommend TittleTaught School in a Box. It's beautifully created, fun, and offers an abundance of hands-on, joyful learning. And it really is following the Montessori philosophy of enriching a child's environment. And it really does bring joy of learning. And we had the opportunity to use the space packet. And this is a sample of one of my children who got so excited. He's also, in this case, doing presents. So I'm the author of Reading with Miss Amanda. And Maria Montessori began her research studying education differences. Montessori reading is based on a strong foundation of phonics and decoding words. The Montessori method has been shown to enhance reading outcomes in children. The Reading with Miss Amanda book series adapts the Montessori philosophy to provide children with the ability to decode words and gain the confidence to read on their own. This unique approach makes it fun and accessible for parents and teachers to work with young children on their reading skills. Children receive intuitive step-by-step lessons simply by following the dialogue of the teacher in the books. The series offers books for all levels of readers, including pre-readers, 3 years and up, beginning readers, 4 years and up, and advanced readers, 5 years and up. This series is also ideal for older children who need to learn to read, or children with learning differences such as dyslexia. It really does bring a joy of reading, and it becomes something that can be done with a parent, it can be with a teacher in school, or a child simply reading by themselves. And here's an example of me showing some children in my class the books. And I want to thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I hope you learned more about Montessori. I'm passionate about Montessori. I believe in it deeply. And now I'm ready for our Q&A. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Amanda, for this wonderful presentation that you have just given us. So, Amanda, there was just one question from our side that you mentioned school in a box in your presentation. Can you highlight, can you explore more that what is the concept behind this school in a box? What is the idea? What is the thought of this?
Well, what I learned about it is that it has a real good cultural aspect to it. The children are learning a great deal of information. They're getting a lot of vocabulary. They're getting a fun project, hands-on. The parent can really support their child and work with them, which children need attention right now. They need to have an activity that's interesting. They need to learn. And TittleTaught offers all of those things. And it's a wonderful product to give to young children because young children need hands-on products. Young children need to be able to be creative. They need to have language. Vocabulary is being built up at this age. And this is an opportunity to learn about the real world and to do something very wonderful that is about the actual world that they live in. And children love to learn. I mean, Montessori is all about teaching reality. We believe that children have imagination. We believe that there's plenty of imagination, but what we really are learning with children is reality. And that's what they love. They love learning about the world they live in. And TittleTaught really gives them information about the real world they live in and makes them think about the world they live in. And at the same time, it has human contact. It is designed to work with the child and have a fun activity to do with your child. That's learning.
Perfect, Amanda. Perfect inputs regarding this school in a box. I think audience are just listening. And if you have any doubt, Amanda has shared her contact number also. You can directly mail him regarding to more info. There is some questions, Amanda, on the chat box right now that one person has asked which education skills or learning skills should you think we can give more focus on e-learning to the students. So if one person has raised regarding the e-learning to the students and regarding the skill, hope you can see the question in the chat box.
E-learning, I'm more focused on e-learning. I'm not sure what you mean, education.
Because yes, actually, right now people are talking about more about the codings and the algorithm in the early age, also in early years of education. So I think the audience want to clear the concept regarding the e-learnings in the education regarding the coding. So Amanda, is there any views regarding that you want to share with the audience that with your experience that how we can encash that?
I think that young children are going to learn media extremely quickly, and that they need to know the foundations of reading, writing, and math at a young age, and how to solve problems, how to be independent, how to love learning. And if they have a good foundation at an early age with math, and an early age with reading and writing, and have the very foundation of the basics, coding is not going to be a problem, because they're going to have the early learning skills to be able to become very adequate in anything that society is going to expect them to do for a good job in the future, including coding. Because if you have a good foundation of math, and you have a good foundation of being able to solve problems, and you love number, because you learned the language of number at a very young age, then you are going to enjoy coding. And I have
Perfect.
a lot of children in my classroom who are loving math. They tell me they're mathematicians, and they're very excited about using their abilities. And as soon as they're about 5 and they're in the mastering stage, that's a great opportunity to introduce coding and getting the children at a young age to start using that skill.
And Amanda, one question that do you have the electronic copies of that?
The electronic, what copies?
E-copies of your curriculums and that studies that you are providing to the students. Are you providing the e-copies also, e-content also, reading materials?
No, I don't. What I have right now is hard copies of my reading material on Amazon. And you can buy one book at a time. It's designed to move slowly. It's designed to have repetition. It's designed to be hands-on. It's designed to be with an adult. It's great in a classroom because it doesn't take a lot of space. A lot of the reading curriculum in a classroom is reading cards, reading lists, and these things can be easily combined into the books. Once the children can acquire the ability to phonetically read, then there's a lot of practice material that allows a child to read quite efficiently, step by step. And
Perfect.
yeah.
And Amanda, one last question that I think come from the any parent side: how to generate the critical thinking in children's at home? So Amanda, and if you want to
I think
explore.
critical thinking is giving them listening to your child, giving them real information, answering their questions until the child stops asking them.
Perfect. I think audience will be clear that how to handle the childs in home. So Amanda, we are here. We are going to wrap this session. So I thank you, Amanda, for giving your precious time to us, giving your wonderful presentation. And if there some more questions will come, the Amanda from the audience side, we will directly mail to you. If it seems worthy for you that you want to revert, you can directly mail to us back so that we can give the answers to those audience. So by this, Amanda, we will wrap this session. And I request Deepak, can you share the speaker certificate to the Amanda? Amanda, this is a small token of appreciation from the World Education Summit side. This speaker certificate is presented to Ms. Amanda Ricceti, Director, Big City Montessori School, San Francisco, USA. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you very much for giving your time to WAS, and hope we can look forward for the next sessions in our coming sessions. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was an honor being with you today. I hope I was helpful to everybody.
You're much more helpful. And there's some more question, Amanda. We will email you directly. If it seems worthy, please do revert us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Bye. See you.
Bye.